about maybe 3 hours ago. The guys were holding down the fort. They were there, the guys at the ranch, hosing down the ranch, the barn, the cabin. He said that they're gonna bail as soon as the next fire engine rolls in through there. It's pretty scary to know that just like that, a fire can wipe the whole yard out. Cut. The Dixie Fire has increased to 142,000 acres, going to 143, 18% contained. Let's look at the details. No fatalities, thank goodness. 135 structures have been damaged or destroyed. So what has happened is that this fire broke out in the canyon of Highway 70, is Feather River Canyon. Actually, just a few miles over, campfire broke out and wiped out town of Paradise. So this fire broke out and it has been growing towards Lake Almanor. We are over here west of Chico. This is the Dixie Fire. This is that amber that flew out and ignited another fire. They're calling this as the fly fire. Oh man, this is scary. This is scary, man. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, California Beekeeper. Heading up the mountain. We're gonna go try to save some bees. We're gonna go get whatever we can out of there now. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button, guys. Thanks a lot. We're out of here. Mil and 95 mass. Just get it ready. It's starting to get thick. It's hard to see with this GoPro, but this is all smoke. It's a lot. I've done smoke before during the campfire, and so it's getting thick. We're gonna get ready to put our mask on here. Just don't want to be breathing this stuff, but keep you guys updated. It is 11:18 in the morning, and we're about halfway there. All right, let's go. This is our my normal stop to stretch. I mean, it's smoky, it's crazy. Yeah, fire retardant station over there. This is a bunch of spot fires. They have crews that are putting them out. They were laying hoses down. I don't really know the protocol, but they're along here. So it looks like they're holding it from crossing this road here. This is already all burned. Some of that has already burned too. So the fire has already passed through here in some areas. I don't know if you guys saw it in a few videos back, but there was a big log that was laid out here. It's gone, burned. All these are all charred up. See a little fire over there going. So not everything's burned, but most of it. This is the stuff, it just creeps. It just creeps through the floor. I mean, this is hot. You can see it is slowly, it's just burning. Just keeps going and going and going. Crazy. Bunch of spot fires. It's everywhere through here. They have the winds picking up here later tonight. They said after 1. It's noon right now. So we'll see what happens, man. It's pretty hot. I don't have to see how it looks further into the ranch. Let's go in. Here's that nice entrance that we showed you guys in the video. Just spot fires everywhere. We had the flag was on that tree there. I almost feel like this is just pointless, you know? There used to be like a mobile home right in here, and they tore it out. Looks so much better. This could be a great like picnic area or park your RV, something. It's pretty neat. Beautiful property here, beautiful. As soon as pretty much the fire department said the winds are going to pick up, and that's where it's going to be challenging for us. Sure enough, it's I mean, it's rolling over there. That's the main fire. It's already passed through here, but this was on the ground. So it just creeps. Bring the bobcat over here and I guess cut a break or something. That's as far as we'll go. Even though the winds are pushing that way, I'm good with all that, man. They already did some passes through here, fire break. The guys at the ranch were telling me yesterday the winds picked up and you knew that you should just drop the hose and get it out of there and just drag it back. They're gonna go get this, clear some stuff out of the way. So what really fuels these fires to go creep up is this sap. The sap here, that's like fuel, man. And if it's a sappy tree, it'll just ride up all the way up to the needles. And if it's dry enough, it'll just woof. That's what the guys were telling me. They just, once you heard that woof, just get out of there because it's too hot. It gets pretty bad after a while. It's like, you know, you just have to wear it.
We were in here for like, I think 7 nights, and nothing bad. We were just putting in the fire break around the barn, digging out and cutting out dead trees. And every night we had a fire engine. And then we took off after, you know, a week here, did everything we could. And lo and behold, and they had engines staying the night in here. And there was a crew that came in, put their 24 hours in, and then they were on their off cycle. And just it fell through the cracks for one night. And the night they were gone, everything around burned. And
Wow.
they came back in that following morning, 24 hours after they had left, and immediately went to work putting out hot spots around the buildings.
Wow.
They ran out there and checked and tried to stop the fire at the bees.
Man, that's
And I mean, it just, and since then we've just been putting out
little
hot
hot
spots everywhere we can. It's wild. It took one night of nobody watching, and that's when it decided to torch off. Until the other day, it really wasn't that scary.
Yeah.
Were you here yesterday?
The day before yesterday was the day that everything burnt around on the ground and other stuff. And then yesterday, we were trying to put out some hot spots and things really took off with the wind.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, like, it wasn't terrible. It was scary for about 3 hours where it got up into the trees and was running around.
Oh, really?
And then it got closer to the evening time, that inversion started setting back in, everything calmed down. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I bet that was wild seeing it on the trees.
Yeah, up 150, 200 yards out that way, it was getting it. The fire comes in on the ground, it's not a big deal. It's when it starts getting 10, 15 feet tall.
What's that sound that the trees make once it gets going?
It's a loud wind.
Really?
And all it takes is one dead tree in a stand like this over here. Dead one goes up, and it lights all the dead limbs in those other trees, and then it'll burn.
Oh, so it fuels right through it.
Yep.
Not even the green stuff, it's just right up in the dead
And if the longer it burns, the drier the green gets. After, 12 hours of that just smoldering in the treetops.
So it was pretty bad up in there, because I saw a bunch of, they were green at one point.
There was a lot going on in there. Up here, it just kind of rolled all the way around one night. Fill the water bottle. That was your good, clean drinking water right there.
Man.
And originally this fed the house. This was plumbed into the house. But this had an A-frame that sat about that tall. Had a little door on the back side. It's pretty nifty. I think it's full enough now that the water's having a tough time coming up. But all the bubbles, it's just seeping out of the ground here.
See it here. Half the yard is gone. Looks like the fire's right over there now. So I just kind of sweep through here. Let's head over there. Man, makes you kind of just a little pissed, man. Get a pass through here. Man, it looks like it just got a little bit. Something burned, man, and just ignited everything. All it takes is something like this. Just land near your hives, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pallets. It's my fault. It's my fault. I was in here, and I could have pulled them out. Could have pulled them out. Just can't feel too confident. I mean, you're up against this. That's what we're up against. All of this. It's rolling really good now over there. Poor bees, man. They had a chance, I would have just moved them. I seriously thought I was safe, man. It was stupid. So dumb. So dumb, man. Definitely learn from your mistakes. We paid for it. I paid for it. Man, they were just doing really good too. Here's some brood. Nothing. There's nothing left. Metal and nails. We put a lot of new equipment in here too. Put a lot of new foundation. Son of a gun. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. That's strange. It's a feeder. Why is the feeder way over here? Well, this was a screen that I had to put into a feeder so bees don't drown. They didn't drown, they burned. Son of a gun. See how these girls are doing. They're definitely not bringing in pollen. That's for sure. That is for sure. We have 24 hives left. 24 hives left, and there's not going to be anything out here. Winds are picking up. That's what we were kind of afraid of. That the winds will start to pick up because it'll ignite things over. Even though this has already burned, all those little spot fires will just ignite again. It's pretty hot. Bees are flying. We might just load up this evening and then head to our new location further north. It's about a 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive. So I think I'm gonna wait it, at least assess some of these hives and then get an idea of like what to do. Well, talked to the ranch manager and he was just telling me, I mean, I could tell, like they did pushed all that stuff. That's from their fire break that they did for me. He said, I thought they were gonna be good. The problem was, it was a little ember. Something flew and just landed there. Because I took everything down to the dirt. But the problem is that these are dipped in wax. They ignite. They ignite as fuel. There's this little moss stuff here. And that's what you're seeing that's burning on the ground. It just creeps. Like I showed you guys earlier. Over here was green. I couldn't take it all the way down, but still, even this now, this is fuel. With the wind, all we need is just something to land here, and the other half's gonna ignite. Man, that thing is roaring really good. Look at that. And the firefighters, they're doing all they can, man. I saw them just all alongside the freeways on both directions, on the Lake Almanor side. Look at this. Surprised this side didn't burn. Look at that. Just needed a little bit. I mean, you see, I took it down to the dirt wherever I could. This was green when I weed-eated. It's not no more. To the dirt. And you could see over here, there was still stuff here. You can tell. But right here, I took it down all the way with the weed-eated string to the dirt. All the way around. You can see all the way around. Man. And it still wasn't enough. And I bet it started from right there. So that's exactly where it started. You could just tell. Landed somewhere there and it just creeped, ignited that. I had a couple supers there with foundation, ignited that. Went from there to there. Glad the charger didn't burn, but it was close. I mean, that was a good penny we spent. All this ash. They brought the sprayer. That's awesome of them. They don't need to care for my bees. Let's take a quick look at some of these. Just stacked these not too long ago. So a little update. It is 2 o'clock right now, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was just gonna load them up as they are. If I lose flight, I lose it. It's just whatever at this point. Just get them out. But based on what I'm seeing here right now, there's a bunch of spot fires through here. Now, they might ignite and they might start again. All we need is an ember to land in here and get the other half, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So I have that little water tank right there, and if I see any spot fires that land, any embers, I'm just gonna take care of it myself. The fire, they got helicopters over there, but the fire is really rolling. The winds picked up. The town of Quincy is right over there. Lake Almanor, right over here. What I was told is that it's just jumping the trees now. The pines are just lighting up all these trees going. It was in the ground when it passed through here. It just kind of creeped all through the ground. It got some trees back there. It rolled pretty hot over here, but it's been just on the ground over here. Luckily, they have a lot of logging, private companies out here that do a lot of clearing of areas. And on our route, they did a lot of clearing. Just called our property owner where I'm gonna take the bees. It's northeast from us. You could hear this wind. It's starting to howl, and that's what they said in the briefing for the Cal Fire. They said the winds are gonna pick up around 1 o'clock. All right, guys. So trying to hold on and maintain, keep a positive attitude, and what's, like Kelly said, it's done. What's done is done. They should have been moved. I know they should have been moved. Whew. This is wild, guys. California. I love it. I hate it. We're gonna go assess some of these hives here. Last week I stacked some that had just foundation. We're gonna go ahead and remove those boxes. That way we can make them singles and easier to manage when we load them, because we're gonna hand load them. It's only 24. The truck should be able to handle it, no problem. And I have tanks with me, so I'm just gonna put 2 tanks on the back side. Rock and roll. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll keep giving you updates here. All right. Here's the barn. Oldest standing barn in California, and they've been here trying to protect it as much as they can, laying out fire hoses all through here. Look like this ignited here. It's just a little bit. You can see it charred. I got some of those posts, but they're keeping it pretty saturated now. Charred. Look at this tree. It's charred up really good. Things growing really good. You can see it. The winds are really fueling that tree to tree, I'm sure, no doubt. They got hoses laid out. I mean, there's a pond right over there. 3-way hose going around the barn and then around here and into the guest shack that's right over there. The fence, you can see some of the fence burned down. Look at this thing. Got one of my bees with pollen too. Let's take care of it really quick. What was that? Yeah, he got one of my bees. Had pollen. What the heck is it? Some kind of fly. Anyhow, just any little spot fires that are near the bees, we're gonna just go ahead and take care of it, because it's dry all the way through. We just don't need anything else happening to whatever we have left. Water tankers right over there, flying low. Looks like something's happening right over there. Another fire. We're just gonna wet around our pallets a little bit. Soak them up pretty good. You can see something's lighting up right over there. Starting to. So the route to get out heads right through there. And even though I could probably just try to load them up and try to head out, I don't want to get trapped. So we're just gonna wait for the morning time. The winds are gonna shift. But for now, it's just gosh, can't risk getting trapped. Ooh. doesn't do much, but we probably have to do this a couple times just so I feel good about it. For now, like I said, I mean, I'm not going to go through that. My route goes right through there, around those, and then follows a creek and heads that direction, which that's just not wise to do. The black, they say the black is safe. Something else is rolling right there too, and this is kind of trippy. Thinking if I maybe put some pollen patties on now, I won't have to do it later. I could just crank some feed once I get to the new yard up further northeast. Pretty fortunate to have met this gentleman, man. Really saved us. The higher country is ideal for the bees right now this year, or this time of year. So it's pretty important to keep them healthy. Keeping them here is not going to be healthy. We already lost half the yard. If you've skipped through some of this video, we're in the midst of the Dixie Fire here in Northern California. 11th from today, it's the 11th largest recorded fire in California history. When we exit, we're gonna exit past that barn and head through there, and then we follow the creek right through there onto the main highway. What we're gonna do here, I stacked some of these not too long ago. We're gonna try to break them down, that way I could have them singles, and I can I'll take the empty shells, put them up in the back, and that way they could ride a whole lot better. Okay, they're not working it yet. These are our Western Bee Supply frames. That's all I had left was foundation, so I threw in a lot of foundation. I know I have some Puercos here somewhere. Oh, here we go, some Puercos. And these are some frames that I got from our friends over there at Puerco. Aaron sent me these frames. But I'm anxious to see what they do. They've been here for a week. They're not working it at all, and maybe because I didn't put any feed in it. I ran out of feed, and let's look downstairs. So yeah, something like this we'll just break down. We'll break it down into a single, that way I could go 3 high on both sides. That's if everything's a single. I'm not sure. No, these ones they're upstairs, they're working it. So I will have some doubles. Whatever stays a double, I mean, it's a double. No biggie. I just wanted to make some room because I do have my tanks. I don't have my tanks here on both sides, I guess. As soon as the sun goes down, I'm just gonna load this truck up and get ready to leave first thing in the morning, maybe around 4:30 or 5, or as the sun is going up, that way I could see. I was told that it gets pretty smoky. We're not going to leave at night. There's just no reason to leave at night. We're going to leave when we have light and play it safe. We got to see kind of what happens. This is wild, man. Wanted to come show you guys really quick what these guys are doing out here whenever they feel the fire's flaring up onto the trees. Like over here in this backside, there's something going on, and they'll go scout and make sure, kind of assess it, and whenever they feel like things are threatening, they just give it a good squirt. Just wanted to show you guys what they're doing to save the oldest standing barn in California. So we got these fire hoses, and we just give it a good squirt. All the way around it goes, huh?
Yeah, and it's pretty much every little crack. It's the old shake roof.
Yeah, yeah, those slates going that way.
And those are, some of them are paper thin now, so we try to get every little corner, because if one of those lights on fire, there's a little spot on the corner, the other corner.
Yeah.
Where you, during the chips fire, I guess a helicopter landed in here, saw the barn almost catch on fire, landed in here and put it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's still all charred at the base.
What year was that, the chip fire?
I think it was 2008.
Okay.
And the CAL FIRE guys had us put all the metal along the base. It's actually really cool. Every crew that came in gave us another piece of information.
Oh, really?
I think you guys should do this. You might save it, you know, if this happens, it'll keep it from, you know, embers blowing under. Or just one little ember that we don't see parks itself. That's why we're wetting it down, you know.
Got it.
Lets you sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know, and at least it's wet. Get out. So there's no nails. This all, I forget what they call it, it's wooden pegs holding all the beams together.
Oh, like pins?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, someone just grabbed a hive tool and started chiseling these.
Yeah, these are all hand-hewn beams. They used an axe.
Look at that, guys. A beekeeper made this. See that? It fits right in there. That's pretty cool.
It probably was the same size as the chisel.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Climbing around on this, and I was like, I trust these beams more than I do the ones in my own house.
Yeah.
I've been here for 150 years. I don't think they're going anywhere.
When was this up? Look at those are bee frames.
Yeah?
Wow. Look at that. They were beekeepers too. These settlers. Wow. That's pretty neat. It's a Bridge Beach and Company old stove. Pretty neat. This is a perfect scary movie. It's pretty cool. Grand Wedgwood. Pretty cool.
I think that's an old washer.
Yeah.
So where we're standing right now, though, this is where the cows would actually be feeding.
Okay.
The little squeeze right here, lock them in and milk them. But then they'd stack the hay in the barn. The cows would be in the edges, and these doors. One of these I thought opened up, the roller on the far side opened.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the door. And they'd let them in on this deck. And then they could feed on the hay. And they could move it around on the trolley.
Dude, this is crazy how they made this, dude.
Took them
by hand.
3 years.
Where are they? There we go. Water tanker. We were going to slap, so these are all foundation. What I'm going to do so that way they could work this foundation a little better is I'm gonna just prep my pollen patties, giving them about 2 pounds. Prep them, get them ready. I'm going to remove some of these frames, put them upstairs. Those ones are all, I believe, double deeps. So what I'll do is incorporate some of these foundation frames, maybe 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top, on each one of those, in order so I could get some drawn comb into these boxes. That way the queen can really get a little jump start and have some drawn comb in order for her to lay. And we'll just crank the feed and let that pollen do its magic, you know, with whatever they're foraging up at our new location. And whatever flow is up there, I'm hoping they get into some good rabbit brush. This is a good rabbit brush location. So, all right, man, let's rock and roll. Get these patties cut up. So this thing is pretty soft, and I love it. Look at that. So I just cut it right in the middle. Just like so. Put it side by side. Got one of these bad boys. Put it there. Boom. Boom. Give this a good pat down. It'll save us some time. I just want to be able to unload them and not have to work them too much. Really not worried about giving them too much. Not sure when after today, if when's the next time I'm gonna come up. I mean, we got clearance in order to be able to come up, but if it's going into that Chester area and gets too ugly, then I mean, we're just not gonna pass. I mean, that's that. Again, this is crazy, 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 man. Every year. Sun's finally going down. The bees are gonna start settling down here, so start loading. All right. Whew. Almost there. Load these singles here. Get them up there. Have the deeps. We're gonna go 3 high on singles. Then those double deeps will go, I think, right here in the middle. Needed a water break. It's getting pretty thick, so luckily we're almost finished loading. Try to get some rest. Don't know how realistic that is. I think this is the most water I've ever drank. I drank 5 of these. Let's do it. All right, we're loaded up. So I just ran 4 straps, and then we'll throw a couple ropes this way just in case things get bumpy. We're exiting tomorrow morning. It is 6 in the morning. We are gonna head out. Oh man, that was like the worst sleep ever. I had my alarm set every 30 minutes, or not every 30 minutes, every hour I think. And then he had his, guy Steve, he had his alarm set. So with his alarm and my alarms going off in different times, I think we're waking up every 30 minutes. But this is what it looks like right now. It's crazy. It's actually very cold right now. Very cold. I need some coffee. Some coffee for sure. Whew. Well, take it easy and see what the fire did last night. The whole town of Green, not the whole town, some part of this little town, we got word that it burned up. Town of Greenville. We'll see what happened over here in Chester, the west shore of Lake Almanor. We're right here. I have to get up over this way. We're on Lassen Scenic Highway. Can't see any more than 50 yards easy. It is smoky out here. So thick. Had to mask up. Just couldn't take it anymore. Bunch of fire crews, and the fire had jumped over Highway 89, putting out hot spots right there on the fire crews. Right here on the right of me, already burned all the way to the shore. Wild. Here's the town of Chester. It is a ghost town here. Nothing but fire personnel. There's fire personnel everywhere. So right over there, northeast of Chester, all of that is burning right over there towards Juniper Lake. Had to get myself some Starbucks. Actually, I just got some coffee and put in my Starbucks just to look fancy. Pinkies up. Let's see what else we got. Some goodies here. Oh yeah, powdered sugar donuts, pecan spin. So we're here at a construction zone. Been here for a minute or two, and I was looking on the phone about the Dixie Fire, and I was telling Kelly last night, I was on the phone with her, and I was telling her that thing was roaring last night. Apparently it exploded to almost 50,000 acres last night. I mean, you could just see that dome, that just cap just wanted to just blow up. It was insane last night. Yesterday I said it was the 11th largest wildfire in California history. With what happened last night, it became the 6th largest wildfire in California history. Just like that, overnight. From 11 to 6. This is crazy. And it seems like it's happening more and more. These super fires that are burning 250,000 acres, just like nothing. It's pretty tragic, man. So we made it through, so now we're gonna keep it trucking all the way up to our next bee yard. Try to make it there soon. Sun's coming up, but it's pretty fresh. It is 43 degrees right now. Let's rock and roll. All right, guys, so this is our new location. We're gonna just drop them here in this little area. Alfalfa fields right over there. Alfalfa fields right over here. All the way around. And 500 acres going that way. Cool little ranch. So let's unload these. Let's do it. All right, so we offloaded. Put our bees down. Put 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. And now we're just gonna crank some feed. I almost nailed myself with one of these things right here. I had to pull the pallet back. I like to usually be uniform and square, but that one right there, oh man, that almost took me out. Look at that thing. Here's all our pollen patties that we got prepped up yesterday. I decided to do a different game plan yesterday. I was initially gonna put them on yesterday, but I decided not to because I wanted to pull frames and kind of distribute the foundation evenly through some of these double deeps. We're gonna come back with more feed, and hopefully we don't have to use it. That field over there of alfalfa is getting close to blooming. That one over there is really close. And like I said, this alfalfa goes all the way around. Almost reminds me of Wyoming. You got the rabbit brush here. That's gonna be great. Look at this. Sardi. That's awesome. It's gonna come on soon, and good protein and a little yellow honey, but that's okay. We're gonna leave it for them. This might be a great spot for next year. Bring in some nice, good, strong hives in order for them to hit this alfalfa, man. Nice. Okay, guys, I was talking yesterday about introducing drawn comb into your foundation boxes. So this is what I did. On some of these doubles, I pulled 2 drawn comb from the bottom, 2 from the top. That way you're not stressing your hive so much. Now, if it's an explosive hive, hey, just take it from the top. But you have to assess your hive in order to determine and make that decision where you're gonna put your foundation frames. For the most part, this is what I do when I don't want to introduce full boxes of foundation. I like to grab 4, at least 4. You know, if it was earlier in the season, I'd be fine with just 2. But it's later in the season, and we need 4 right there in that brood chamber. That way she can work up. And, you know, it helps if you introduce a little bit of brood here and there, you know, some larvae, eggs, and it really gets that single. It really gets that single just really ramping. So Cranking the feed, very important. I have feed downstairs, 2-gallon feeder up top, and that way these 2 foundations get drawn out really fast. And if the season is working out really good and alfalfa really starts to bloom, then we'll start to work some of these inward and some of these outward. And let's show you what it looks like when you plop in some foundation. Okay, again, I crank the feed downstairs, upstairs. Right here, I put it right in the heart. This was, for the most part, a good, strong hive. So I put them right there, right in the middle. This will help draw this whole side out. This is in the brood chamber. It should draw it out, no problem. Now, there are so many ways to introduce foundation. So many different ways. And guys will have their own ways. I'm not saying my way is the right way. It's just the way I do it, the way that's always worked for me, and I've had a lot of success. Here, I did foundation right in the heart, and one right next to the feeder. This hive right here wasn't as strong as that one, so you kind of just gotta assess your own hive and determine that. So, hey, I hope that helps, man. Again, this is my way, this is how I do it, and it's always worked for me. Maybe you can try it, incorporate it into your program, or you know, or brush it off. Who knows? But there's only wrong ways of doing this, and you just don't want to crank the foundation and then have them not draw it out. So you just got to give them a little help. Giving them drawn comb, awesome. All right, anyway, I got to rock and roll. I just wanted to throw that in really quick. And I hope you enjoyed this video, man. This is a wild yesterday. This Dixie Fire has been crazy. And you could see it has ramped up again. The winds have picked up. This is what they called for. City of Greenville, some of it in downtown has burned. About, I don't know, 30 miles that way, 20 miles that way. But I feel good about this area. Good flat valley, but fires are unpredictable, so we pray for everyone affected from the Dixie Fire, or all fires, and you know, anywhere. It's rough, man. So hang in there and keep yourself safe. Right. So gonna cut it, drop these patties, drop some feed, and get out of here. All right, we'll see you guys. Hey, if you're new to this channel, make sure you go down below and smash that subscribe button, please, guys. Really gets this channel going, and we appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one, guys.